back to another incredible session of Women You Should Know Around the Coachella Valley. And this one is so much fun. So we are with Yolanda Reyes, and she is owner of Art Flying Aerial Studio right here in Palm Desert. You can see how amazing this could be, and I'm really excited to have her share her story. So tell us a little bit about your business.
Thank you for coming. Nice
to
meet you
nice to
in
meet you
person.
too. Yes.
So we are Art Flying Aerial, my sister Ruby and myself. We started this studio back in LA, in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then we moved here in 2020.
Wow.
Pandemic.
Wow.
And then after 2 years, we decided to open the studio here because we love it so much. And it's hard not to keep training. And this, you need to have it because outdoors here is impossible.
You cannot do it. Yeah.
Yes. So we start looking for a place and opening up and, look for new opportunities here in the desert because we love the desert. It's amazing.
Okay, so you had a business in LA. You were doing this in LA.
Since 2000, the aerial part since 2012. The yoga and dance since 2007.
Wow, so a really long time. You had an established business.
Yes, and then COVID happened.
Okay.
And that was it.
So what made you move to the desert?
Well, we had a museum. We own a museum on top of the
I'm learning
studio.
So many things. We just met Yolanda today. So that's, okay, so you had a museum. Go ahead.
Yes, it was called Chideland, and we were in downtown LA in Irvine. And then we wanted to move the museum here. So right before the pandemic, we got a proposal from the Two Shops Mall.
Okay, sure.
And so we said, yes, let's do it. And then pandemic happened. So everything was shut down. We stayed at home. We ate a lot. And then you know how it went down. Yeah. And then the museum never opened for a while because, the mall was going through some transitions there.
Sure.
And then we found the space finally with the help of another beautiful, real estate person. She helped us to find the space.
Awesome.
We say, yeah, let's do it. And then we opened in March of 2022.
Okay.
Yes, February, March. And then here we are.
Yeah, so it's been 2 years now.
Yes.
Okay. And so how big is your classes? Like how many people do you have coming?
So right now, we learned so much about the area because back in LA, it was mostly adults. And then we did have kids, but only like one main class for kids Monday to Friday. Here, all of them, like most of them are kids. Because Palm Desert is very family oriented compared to like Palm Springs or like, La Quinta. So we have a lot of kids from like 7 to 13. And if they behave and they have done other disciplines, then we consider them adults. And, they can learn faster because then, we have smaller classes. We have 8 to 10 people in the classes. Summer camps are different, the winter, like spring camps, because like 20, 40 kids.
Sure.
Crazy, but fun.
Yeah.
But yes, so we have all the classes are full, so we're trying to open up schedule, and that's why we are hiring.
Okay, so looking for instructors.
Yes,
awesome.
We're doing teacher training, hiring because we're opening our second location
in Palm Springs.
Yes.
Okay, so within 2 years, you and your sister have built a business so big that you have to now add more space. To it.
We want to add more space and also look for more of an adult clientele so we can expand to what we also do is the show business, entertainment, So that big events, they hire us or students to do the events.
Like entertainment at the events.
That's what we already do, but most of like family kids event because all performers, we have a team of 5 performers and they've been going to us with all different events. And that's also part of our marketing campaign, where people come and see them and then the kids love it.
Right.
But when they ask for more of adults performers, we don't have any. Where's Kent?
Where I know. Yes, my very good friend Kent Cooper actually mentioned you and said we had to meet. So and he loves the class, and I've seen what he does. It was very, very athletic. It's very. It's beautiful.
It's a piece of art.
It is a piece of art.
This is it is fitness, but it's art.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's why also the price range is different than going to a gym or working out. This is considered like ballet or some kind of like gymnastics.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So we're in the same range. But this all started when my sister and I we practice yoga, and I love dancing. That's my thing, But we started because she had a car accident.
Okay.
And her neck was injured. And even though with yoga she loved it and she felt good, the pain will come back, right?
Right.
And then for me, I have an injury, but then I realized it was an injury. I was born that way. The doctor told me many years later.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And
What,
I
and
was
may I ask what that is?
it's in English, and I don't remember what he said. But I was
No problem.
born with all the holes, so my disc moves around.
Oh.
And so because I love dancing, I was looking for something that I can do that gives me the same joy as dancing, you know. But you know how you explore different, like running, the gym, boxing, all kind of things, and nothing. So we both heard about Ariel. You know, she went to Cirque du Soleil. I went to San Diego. What's the name of the place with the Aquarius?
SeaWorld?
SeaWorld, yes, SeaWorld. They had a Chinese pole show there. And I was like impressed with the strength of the people that were performing. And I can say English my second language, and I was like, what is this? These, like, people have to teach classes of this, you know, because I never heard that. I never seen it. So what it is? And Ruby came from Cirque du Soleil, and same thing, right? And we both like, we need to find classes. Where can we learn?
So that was all the way back in the early 2000s.
Oh, yes. And so we found a studio close to us. You know how it is, like you never seen something.
And then you're looking for it.
Yeah, and everywhere, right?
100%.
But it was close to us. 100%. And then that week, that was their last week open. Because now they were going to all be dedicated to kids. So that's the last week for adults. And we're like, what? So my sister then went to New York to train. I was still in school, so I couldn't go. And she came back, and then we started looking for places where to work. And I don't know, it's kind of like a competitive thing in LA where, like, you know, people are like, yeah, we'll hire you. They never call you. Or, you know, they give you the cold shoulder kind of thing. So my sister's like, you know what? I'll open my own place, you know, let's do it. And so with our yoga background or dance background, and we hire other instructors, you know, Pilates and all this, and then we included the flying yoga. And people start coming because we were different. We were the only ones in the South Bay because most of Aerial studios are in Hollywood or farther down places. And there we were, like, you know, training every day, you know, learning, because it's like a never-ending experience, you know. It's like dance. You learn new dances, you learn new styles. Same thing here, you know. So you're always learning, always practicing, and, you know, like, if you stop practicing, and you know how it is, right?
100%,
you lose it. So that's the beauty of it, and it's like dancing in the air for me, you know.
So you so clearly love it. It's so apparent. And so what were you doing before you decided to open up your own aerial studio?
So, I mean, my sister, she is an entrepreneur, so she's the one always, you know, because we are from another country.
Where are you from?
From Mexico. From the South. And so I came here, and she's older than me. So she didn't have the same opportunities as I had, and I learned English in school. She had to go to adult school. So a lot of times the only jobs we get is like cashiers, or, you know, all these low income jobs that sometimes it's hard to go up the ladder because you know, the language barrier, the culture barrier. So she was like, I want to help people on my own, and I also want to do something where nobody's bossing me around. You know, I don't want to do things, you know, like I work at Payless Shoes, I work at restaurants, I work at all these places that I'm thankful for because I get paid my school from that, you know. But you want to do more than that. It doesn't incite
your passion. It doesn't fill your soul.
Exactly.
Want to go to work every day.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. Like, so my sister went through that thing where, like, I don't want anybody bossing me around. And so she decided to open her studio. And for me, I graduated from university, and I was like, I can't be at the same place, like, with my bachelorette, with this, and like be still like a cashier. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bad, but I just felt like dead inside, you know? So I adventure with my sister in the business. And sometimes we go like this, you know? You know, like
100%.
Yes, because our personalities are so different. She's like the risk taker. I'm like, wait a minute. Let's see.
You need each other to balance, and clearly it works. Because this is an unusual place, an unusual service that you're offering. But you clearly love it so much. You feel like you're giving to people.
Well, yes, and especially here, you know, we love the desert because when we came here, I don't have kids, right? But a lot of parents were like, oh my God, we're so glad you're here, because it's always the same activities for the kids. Jiu-jitsu, soccer, you know, like dance, and all those things. But the parents love this place. The kids love it so much. They don't have to push the kids to do it, you know, like sometimes in gymnastics or ballet, they want their kids to do it. The kids are like, they love it for like a month, and they're like, okay, what's next, right? Here, the parents are like, we need to take the kids home, and they don't want to go. I'm like, yeah, like I'll make them clean so they can go. But it's crazy. The kids love it so much because this. Your brain, like the kids start thinking, oh, I can do this after that, and I can do this, and they fall down, they come up. So it teaches you a lot about the
Confidence.
personality.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it builds
Interesting.
confidence. But like a lot of our kids in LA, they were so shy in their own little shell, and then 1-2 years, months of training is like they're talking to other kids, they're helping them, they're cheering each other, and they're just flourish. This is so
Yeah.
beautiful how they change, like
Right.
compared to day one. And so we're noticing the same thing here with the kids, But I always say you have to train. This is still part of this, but they're just having so much fun. They don't
Right.
think they're training.
Right.
They're
It's
just
not
like they're
work.
just having
It's
fun.
not,
Yes.
hard. It's not working out. It's not
Yes.
athletic. It's just, I love that.
Yes.
And so I think it's really interesting that you and your sister made a really clear decision that you wanted to create your own life here. You
Yes.
come from a different country. You realize that there's challenges, like you said,
Yes.
language and culture and things like that. And you were not going to be pigeonholed into a menial job, which menial jobs are great. Like you said,
Yes.
everybody needs to have them to pay
Yes.
for school and all that stuff. But you said that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to create my
Yes.
own life, my own world.
Yes.
And you did it very successfully.
Yeah, and it has been hard. It's not easy.
I was just going to say, what do you think it is that pushed you guys hard enough to make sure that it happened? Like what tell me what you think that is.
Well, coming from other countries, and we see like, okay, we create our own opportunities here.
Right.
Compared to our countries, it's really hard to own a business because everything is so expensive, and if things don't go well, also like the location is very important, and most of the
Sure.
good locations are super expensive.
Sure.
And here we have a really good location, nice view, right, and main streets, but it's in the city supports us so much. PAMDES is very supportive of small businesses.
Yeah.
And then now we're opening in Palm Springs, and we realize it's the same thing. Like
Right.
we have the support because LA is so competitive. But when we had to close our first studio because in 2008 we had the economy crash,
sure.
right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then we were outdoors only, like
Oh,
yoga
wow.
and dance. I used to teach Zumba at the beach and all stuff. And it was good for 2 years. And we opened up a boutique by the beach, but we missed it, because it's raining, you cancel. It's sunny, you cancel. Like,
Right. The weather controls what
yes.
you're doing. Yeah.
And then sometimes, even if you had 1 or 2 students, you have to keep going, because then those students might bring some people. But, we missed the studio. So we closed in 2008. We opened the boutique. And then 4 years later, because we were busy with the boutique. And then we were like, the boutique is nice and everything, but, fitness is our passion. So then in 2012, we opened the Flying Yoga Studio, once we find out. And that we opened in Torrance. And then once again, when we opened, it was Flying Yoga. And we had so you could see this big space here and the high ceilings, right?
Yeah.
Over there was low space, and only one part of the studio had higher ceilings. So that part had only 4 points. So we were only 4 students at a time.
Yeah.
But those students loved it so much. They were growing and growing. And then we started noticing that our students were leaving us because they wanted to train more of what they were learning, and we were only
didn't have enough space.
We didn't have enough space.
Yeah.
So then, we start going down on the clientele, and we're like, "What's happening?" Then we realized over there our competitions were, getting our students. We kind of train them, and then here you are, right?
Right.
So then we started looking for a place with higher ceilings, and in 2014 we opened the Art Flying Aerial, because the other one was called Art Flying Yoga, and this one was Art Flying Aerial, and the ceilings were 30 feet high. And then next thing you know, it's our all students came back, and more people were coming back, and it was borderline Torrance, and it was in Lomita, but it's borderline Torrance, so still our clients were happy because, again, location, right?
Location, yeah.
And we were there since 2014 all the way to 2020. Yes.
Yeah.
And people loved us. We still get calls every day because they're like, when are you coming? Our students now, they're older.
Yeah, but when you have something like this and it's so clear, the instructors, the owners have such a passion for it, your students never go away because they learn that passion through
even
you.
our students become instructors. Like I was telling you, we're having teacher training coming up soon. like or adult students and even or kid students. They're like, I want to teach. I'm like, well, wait, they're so mature, but they're like 10, 11 years old. You don't even think they're that age. I was like, when I was 10, I did not look like that. I didn't act like that,
Yeah, and I don't, maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't seem like you and your sister had any fear. Like you never said, well, it's not going to work.
That's me.
Yeah. So your sister was like, oh, we're doing it. It's going to happen. You were a little nervous?
Well, I studied business, so it's different. But my business background has nothing to do with this family business, because completely different rules. And she's older than me. So, she's always right. So I'm like, but Ruby, and then she's like, we're gonna do it. So now I'm like, okay, I'm kind of like the mat, following my sister around. But it is scary for me, because it's like I want to have the safe space where I'm like, we are financially stable, right? And then for her, it's like this anniversary, we're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Yeah. And if it doesn't, we'll see. And I'm like, we'll see,
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, I can see that, because she is hungry. You know what I mean? And because when you're hungry, you go for more,
Sure.
Because when you're comfortable, sometimes you stay there.
Right?
You
stay there.
And you're like, well,
this is easy. Tomorrow, I know what to expect. And
Yeah. But, when you're hungry, you think different, right? You see more options, you see potential in things that when you're comfortable, you don't, right?
Such a good point. A good point. And so we've talked to a lot of women doing this, and all of them had a few things. They had things in common, right? Like whatever they chose to do, it's because they loved it, and they felt like they were giving something to people, to their clients or their students or whatever that was. And they also had a moment where they were like, it doesn't matter if I fail, I'm going to still do it.
Yes.
Right? And it's the same for you.
Yeah, and then we apply it here. If you fall, you have to get up, right? Like boxing and all that, right? So it's that concept that we always have because, yes, there are moments where like we have zero clients, like we experience here when we open in the summer, we're like, where's the people?
Yeah.
Because we're not from here. Over there, summer is like,
it's a big deal.
Yes,
here
it's like you see those little things in the desert that go like that. Yeah.
Tumbleweeds.
Yes, that's like what we saw here. Nothing. So we were like, what do we do? And then now we're like, it's too late to promote summer camps because everybody's booked already.
Right.
So we're learning all that. So now we're it's like what?
We're in
April,
we're
already promoting for summers, People are messaging us like, what's your summer camps?
Yeah.
Over there is like, oh, summer's coming. Everybody knows we have this,
Yeah.
It's so different.
You learn, you adjust, and you've clearly been doing it well.
Yes,
so where do people find you?
So we have our social media as Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, but it's Art Flying Aerial. The lower
what's that thing called?
Underscore CV.
We'll have that part up
right
for you
down
for sure.
For me. Yes.
But we're right off a country club. In Palm Desert, right off a country club near
Harrison.
Harrison and Country Club.
Yes.
So really great location.
Yes.
Awesome.
Are you ready to try it?
I'm going to try it. I am going to try it. I'll try it right now.
Yes.
Okay, so for all the other women, but just people in general who are afraid to try something, to put themselves out there, like what would be your advice to them?
So even if you're scared, you have to try it. Otherwise, you always have that question, that little thing inside of you, like what would it have been, right?
Yeah, what would have been? Yeah,
what would have been, and then you'll never know. But things good to try it. You fail, at least you try it.
Yeah.
But sometimes you fail, and then you fell in love with it still, that you try it again, right?
Right.
So I think you have to do it, and then from there you go and be like, okay, I did it. It didn't work. I'm moving here, or like, you know what? I like it. I fail. I'm gonna do it this time.
Figure out how to make it work.
Yes, that was my advice. And I also have a sister that pushes you around.
Yes, Ruby. I could tell.
Yes, so here we do have adults. I know we have a lot of kids, but we have adults that our oldest adults, male, Indy, 71 years old.
71.
Yes. So a lot of our students who are older, the adults that are in their 50s, it's an older community here. 50, 60, they're like, oh, I'm old, I can't do that. And then when Indy comes to classes, they're like, well, I guess that's my excuse going out the window,
Yeah.
Because, like my sister and I'm almost 40 and she's older than me.
Right.
You know, we can tell.
You've said Ruby's older than you like 15 times.
She was my age, and I'm like, Ruby, I'm 38. You've been 38 for 6 years, so give me my age.
What does the fitness level have to be for? Do you have to be
We
in
welcome
shape?
everyone.
Everyone? Okay, great.
Yes,
great.
Obviously, everyone goes through different paths. So if you never exercise or you've never done this before,
then you start.
Yes, then it goes different. I always say people, like, you have to just think about you and listen to your body. Don't compare yourself to others because it's going to be a rough journey there, you know, if you do that. It's just like life, right? 100%. I can't compare myself to like my classmates from when we graduated. They corporate level, whatever, all these things. But I'm like, my journey is different, right? So same thing with them. I tell them, don't compare yourself to like a girl that's been doing it for 10, 12 years. Or someone who is a dancer and they have a different background than yours. They're flexible, you know, or you know what I mean. It's all different things. Just listen to your body and see how it feels, and you have to, you know, do your own path. You learn at your own pace. So we welcome everybody. We have from beginners to advanced, you know. And I always say the classes are mixed levels, so that's life, right? Yeah. We can't be like
such a great point.
Yes,
you can't. Everybody doesn't start at the same place.
Yeah, you don't know.
You're right. It is life. You have to learn around people who are better than you, and you have people that are just starting. It's such a good point.
Yes, and then a beautiful thing about the class is like all of our students are so like inspired and motivated. Like they see the student, oh my gosh, she's amazing.
Well, it starts with the instructor.
Yes, you know,
they get that from you. They see that from you, and I'm sure your sister Ruby. So that's amazing. Yeah.
Yes.
It's been so nice to get
you.
to know you. We're really excited about this, and we are going to definitely come. And I don't care. I'll get in that thing right now.
Yeah, let's do.
Yes. So thank you very much, Yolanda.
Thank you for coming.
Give me a hug.
Yes.
And you can find them. We're going to give them all the details on how to find them, and you have to come and check this out. Yeah.
Try it.
Until next time.
Thank you.
Awesome.